Hello, and welcome to Coffee Time, where we look at the news, or Daily Mail website. Innit? We've got mountaineering news. This is the top story. They have found the partial remains of Andrew Sandy Irvine. You're probably thinking, oh, that's nice. Irvine disappeared, aged 22, with his climbing partner, the renowned mountaineer George Mallory. That was in 1924. Yes, 100 years after they vanished, they found his remains. And now experts are claiming that Irvine and Mallory may have actually achieved their goal before perishing, because they were last seen approximately 800 feet from the summit and could have been descending when they fell. The pair were carrying a Kodak camera that, if found, might contain pictures proving they reached the summit nearly 30 years before Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, who achieved that feat in 1953. And that's it. That's Irvine's remains. Yeah, there is a partial foot in that sock. I'm probably demonetised now. So there you go. A little bit of historical mountaineering news there for you. Fascinating. And this is a picture of Sandy Irvine himself. Like I said, he was only 22 when he tragically died on the mountain. Exciting stuff, isn't it? Oh, let's have court news. We've got a murder. And again, I remember when this broke, this was a bit of a mystery. There was bodies were found in Chelmsford. Virginia McCulloch, right? Poisoned her father with sleeping pills before beating her 71-year-old mother and stabbing her to death at their house in Pump Chelmsford. Right? It doesn't end there though, right? Because she'd then go on to tell doctors and relatives that her parents were unwell, on holiday or away on lengthy trips, as the bodies decomposed in the home that she continued to live in, as of course she cashed their pension cheques and racked up debts in their name and frittered away their savings. Here she is. Here is Virginia McCulloch, described as an artist. She killed her parents, here they are, and hid their bodies for 4 years, right? And then she even told people that they moved away to Clacton. All the while they were in this house in Chelmsford. Phew, what a grim story. She stuffed her father's body into a makeshift tomb disguised as a bed on the ground floor and secreted her mother's remains in a wardrobe upstairs. Yeah, so she gave her father a fatal dose of sleeping tablets. Right? But she couldn't then let her mother find out, so she hit her with a hammer and stabbed her 8 times in the chest and neck. And then she frittered away £149,697 on credit cards, taken from her credit cards, bank accounts, and pensions, spending most of it on gambling, 21,000 on gambling. So yeah. Right. Well, she's been found guilty and faces a life sentence. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that one to resolve itself. God, she even called the police, pretending to be her own mother, saying that she made 238 calls to Essex Police from July 2020 until her arrest for a variety of trivial matters. This is a very disturbed person. Blimey. Very disturbed. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait and see what sentence she gets. I imagine it's going to be a big one. It's like, what else have we got? Have we got anything else here? Just trying to find ones we can do. I've got the usual daily warning about Russia and nuclear weapons. It's a bit, do we have to do that again? Do we have to? Oh, here we go. This is good news. We'll follow this under good news. A top German neo-Nazi. That's a good start, isn't it? Plunged 200 foot to his death while hiking. Right. Andreas M. That's what he's known as, from Freezing, I bet he was, on the top of that mountain, was considered one of the leading neo-Nazis in Bavaria. He died on the 29th of September while climbing in the Untersberg mountain in an international 30-person group. The Berchtesgadener Land District Association of the Red Cross confirmed. They've got a picture of him, but he's suffering from a bad case of fuzzy face. You can get pills for that. So yeah, we don't really know what he looks like. When they was hiking up this mountain, they went to descend the peak, which is named Storehouse. Andreas M slipped on a wet route and tumbled 200 foot through vertical rocky terrain down the Dongus Martel, where he lay fatally injured on the path. Here it is, and you can see the rescue helicopter. That's quite picturesque, isn't it? What a view. Oh, don't worry, I am working towards the punchline. Punchline is the mountain, right, is often described as Hitler's favourite mountain. I thank you. There we go, poetic license there. So, Nazi dies on Hitler's mountain. That's the headline. That's the headline. Yay. I don't know if you call this animal news, but we're going to do it early. This is the story of Anthony Evans. Right, he was horrified when he learned his brother's James's dog, right, had died. He was very upset. Right, here's the dog. This is Flint the Labrador, and he looks like a lovely chap. Ah, poor Flint. Right, he died last month. And here are brothers Anthony Evans and James Evans with Labrador. So as you can imagine, they're very upset. So they decided to give Flint a send-off. Right? They thought, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the forest and give him a decent burial. Yeah, seems fair enough, doesn't it? So here they are. This is Anthony pointing to where Flint was buried. You can imagine the devastation when the police dug up the body. They discovered that Flint had been dug up after Diffid Powys police received reports of a man with a large dumper bag spotted kneeling over with a spade in the woods, and thought that they'd buried a dead body in the woods. Well, they had, but it was a body of a dog and not a human. So yeah, when Anthony found out about this, he contacted the police and told them that, But he was even more disgusted when he went to pick up Flint's remains from the police station and found him upside down in a wheelie bin. The granddad of three said the police showed no consideration for the family of Flint and is calling for a formal apology. Anthony said, when I went to the station, they wheeled out a bin with tape over it and Flint was lying in there. We thought he'd be in a freezer. Turns out he was just in a blue waste bin upside down. It's been a nightmare. They said it would have been too expensive to keep him in the freezer. They had no consideration for the family or how they treated the corpse. So there you go. But yeah, they decided to bury Flint in his favourite place in the local woodlands. Yeah, it's very, very sad. And they even got a letter explaining why they couldn't put the dog in the freezer. Jesus Christ. I mean, so there you go. The police have been approached for comment but haven't given one. So there you go. So you can't even bury your dog in the forest anymore without everyone thinking you've murdered someone. Yeah. What else have we got? Apparently seagulls are bad for your mental health. Okay, I'll bite. I guess I suppose this is I've done 2 animal stories early on. This is Elgin in the Moray area. That's up in Scotland. The attacks by seagulls have become so bad that residents are being asked to report dive bombing seagulls are affecting their mental health. Yeah, Elgin Community Council intends to use the results to make a case to Holyrood, that's the Scottish Parliament, for improved control measures after disputing Nature Scot report that seagull populations are declining. Meanwhile, pest controllers are saying that the town is faced with an epidemic number during the breeding season. Rob Teasdale of Specialist Vermin Control said they're like the Luftwaffe. No, they're not. The Luftwaffe had bombs and guns, and they're not like the Luftwaffe. The way they come off the roof and everyone dives for cover as they swoop at things. But by yesterday, 8% of respondents to the survey of the council's Facebook page said the birds were affecting their mental health. There we go. And this is the picture of a seagull, just in case you didn't know what one looked like. I should watch Threads if you want to toughen yourself up. We did that one yesterday, remember? So yeah, and they've got lots of clips of seagulls being naughty. They're seagulls. It's what they do. It's what they do. Meanwhile, oh boy, Elon Musk, our Lord and Saviour, he's going to get us to Mars. He has been showing off his latest invention, his latest technology. Come on, work, will you? There is a video, but I'm worried. Oh yeah, there's
Whatever happens,
an advert.
It's good.
Oh, let me just turn that off because you're getting the audio, and you don't want the audio. Yeah, so Elon, Elon's done electric cars and whatnot. Well, he's come up with something else that's going to make our lives a lot more easier. This is gonna revolutionise everything. Here we go. Oh God! Now, yeah, it's his new robots. He's got robots. These that he reckons are going to be like used in the home for serving us. And how long before they run amok and murder society? Humanity falls to a combination of they've only got to upload Google AI or whatever it is, or Chat GPT into them, and they're going to wipe all of us out. Ah, oh, Jesus, it's getting worse, isn't it? It's getting worse. And yeah, Elon's behind it. Yeah, they reckon they're going to help with the household chores. And this is, here you go. See, even be able to get the post and water the plants. Just don't water the post. They'll even be able to play games with the children. I don't know about that. But yeah, those are they're the Tesla Optimus robots. He's watched too much Transformers, and they are $30,000. They reckon. It's not that expensive, is it really? But yeah, Musk said that the robots could walk up. You could have the robots serving you drinks, and he said in the future you should be able to buy the robots for $20,000 to $30,000. It can walk the dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, or just be your friend. Robosexuals. I'm going there. They're going robosexuals. And there's our Lord and Saviour, Elon. going, this is how you turn them off. So it's finished. We're finished. We're finished. And they call it, is it Tesla bot as well? I don't know. I don't like this future. He also unveiled even. Sorry, it's really cold. My hands are cold. The Robo van and the driverless cab. Well, we've got more court news here. COVID has been responsible for a lot of mental health issues. I don't even remember. Do you remember COVID? Who remembers the vid? Do you remember the vid? Did it affect you? Did it? It didn't. No, it didn't affect us. We were fine. We just carried on But anyway, for Rebecca Ruler, who's a NHS nurse, she found she's in court at the moment. Here she is. She's in court, and you're probably thinking, okay, what does she do? What does she do? You know, that was her outside Preston Crown Court in August last year. So this is run on. Is this an old story? No, it's dated today. But yeah, again, many people affected by COVID. What do you think? Maybe she went shoplifting or had a drink problem, got done for drink driving. No. She claims that the stress and loneliness of running a respiratory ward led her to collect indecent images of children and pictures of people having relations with animals. And she used a work computer, oh Christ, not very smart, at Royal Bolton Hospital to share the images online between April 2021 and April 2022. But then she later claimed to police that she was coerced into it after meeting a man online. It was a man online what made me do it, so it was. But when they investigated, the police found that it was Ruler who had initiated the sick conversations. And last year she admitted to 4 offences for which she received a suspended sentence. Now the former ward manager has been struck off from the nursing register for life. Oh, this is the tribunal. Because it ruled that it had to act to protect patients from the paedophile. Right, so she got away with it last year. Now she's lost her job. Ruler, a formerly of Springfield Road couple in Lancashire, has been found accessing the internet chat room during her shifts at the hospital after police tracked down her IP address. She at the court case last year, because we're covering the so I'm reading ahead. When I read ahead, I just sort of stops my mouth from working. We're covering the tribunal now, but this case was decided last year. It was revealed that she had downloaded 151 Category A child abuse images, 101 Category B, 134 Category C, and she'd found to be sharing 5 obscene articles and online chat with 5 paedophiles. But yeah, the court heard there was no coercion involved. And yeah. And this is the Royal Bolton Hospital. But I guess she won't be working in a hospital anymore. I suppose that's a good thing to come out of it. Yeah, but she got a 12-month sentence suspended for 2 years back in last August, and was asked to carry out 180 hours of unpaid work. But yeah, the NSP panel now concluded that her crimes were so grave that only striking off was suitable. In a statement, they said a criminal offending and subsequent sentence is fundamentally incompatible with being registered as a professional nurse. Only a striking off order will be sufficient to protect patients, maintain public confidence in the profession, and maintain professional standards. The fact that she did it whilst in the hospital, I mean, that's just good news, everybody. After that, good news: Labour's poll lead over the Tories is cut to 5 points, as almost 4 in 10 voters say that Keir Starmer's first 100 days have made Britain worse. That's it, he's done 100 days now. So what was that, 3 months? Hey, only another 4 years, 9 months. And yes, we do have the budget coming up. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Here we go. This is one of our old perennial favourites, roundabout news. A signalled roundabout in Cambridge. Right, this is part of a £32 million scheme of road improvements in the city to help traffic and, improve the safety of pedestrians and cyclists. Has angered residents. Right, they say it causes more jams than it solves. It was all the roundabout, which is a dedicated cycle lane, has 36 traffic lights, and they're all turned on for the first time this Tuesday the 8th of October. And since then, there's been a deluge of complaints from locals, complaining that the new layout is making jams worse. On this picture, they've marked all the lights. You see all those red blobs? That's a lot of lights. So it's not just a roundabout, it's a signalled roundabout. So it might have been better if it was just a regular roundabout. Oh boy, it's enough to give you a headache, isn't it? And that's at Milton Road. There's another picture of it. I mean, it looks all right, but I guess it's the traffic lights that slow everything down. So there you go. People aren't happy. People are never happy, though, are they? They're always moaning. They're always complaining. Have we got a quote? One person said on Reddit, originally I thought the lights would be only for the pedestrians when they want to cross, but no, these lights are on all the time. Oh, so they're not those request lights that you get. Besides, doesn't the traffic lights defeat the purpose of the roundabout? That's what I said. Another said it's ridiculous. I've lived here for 20 years near the roundabout. Cars now are unnecessarily stopped and sirens for emergency vehicles due to lights late at night. I've struggled to get out of my driveway as no one wanted to let me out and to queue up themselves. So there you go. Well done, everybody. You've made a problem rather than solved a problem. That's a shame, isn't it? Isn't it a shame? Meanwhile, this is the story of Mandy Keith and John Forge, right? And they've renovated the village pub, the Wheel Inn in Westwell in Ashford in Kent. Last week, it's been closed for more than 2 years, but they've lovingly revived the pub. It looks quite nice, but they've fallen foul. They've fallen foul of people because they've instituted the old no children under 14 year rule. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, again, if it's inside the pub, fine. I think kids should be allowed to sit outside or stand outside whilst the adults are inside, like we had to do. Mrs. is nodding. But yeah, some people have complained. Yeah, they've decided not to admit under 14s due to a lack of adults-only spaces and environments where people can relax. What if the child identifies as an adult? Have they considered that? But yeah, Mr. Forge said, we're getting older people saying, brilliant, we don't want bloody kids running about. We get people actually standing at the bar saying it's great because we don't have to worry. In a pub, you don't watch your language, you're drinking, you're taking a legal drug. You're then at times behaving inappropriately. So there you go. Yeah, I think it's 6 or 1.5 dozen than the other. There was a big thing in the 90s, wasn't there, of pubs welcoming children, and I always found it amusing that you'd drive past a pub or walk past a pub and they'd have a bouncy castle or a trampoline in the beer garden. I always worried, how would you not spill your pint? I mean, it's just. So there you go. But hey, I'm just glad that they've revived the pub. Here they are behind the bar. And yeah, it looks quite nice. Just needs a pool table. Have they got a pool table there? Can't see one. And there they are standing outside. So what do you think? Give your comments in the comments box below. Don't worry, you're probably already in the pub and not watching this Anyway, good news, everybody. The UK economy has grown. Has it really? How much has it grown by? 0.2%. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now this news probably affects quite a few of our our readers, our regular readers, because I imagine they're of a similar age to me, and were once breakdancers. Yeah. Well, medics have warned that breakdancers could cause you to develop a pointy head. I'm not joking. Yeah, it's called a head spin hole or a breakdown bulge, and it can also cause hair loss. Right, and it's when you do this move. You know, when you spin on your head. This is that Australian breakdancer Ray Gunn. Do you remember her in the Olympics? Who was I liked her kangaroo hop. It was amusing. It reminded me of that big train sketch. But yeah, you can develop a lump on your head, and it can cause hair loss as well. So no more breakdancing and spinning on your head, lads. I know a lot of you are going, "Oh, Darren, it's not fair." It's not fair. But yeah, you can develop a bump. And that was published in BMJ Case Reports. So there we go. And I can't show it, but they actually removed this lump, and it looks like a bit of meat. Because if I show it, YouTube will get upset. So I can't show it, but I'm describing it to you. Imagine a bit of meat. It looks like that. Can I get away with that? So yeah, but again, bringing one story into another story and merging them invisibly. That's what I do here. So that causes hair loss, right? Not that I'd know anything about that, because I have a full head of hair. But calling a man bald is now sex-related harassment. Yes. Tony Finn, who worked for a West Yorkshire manufacturing firm for 24 years, is in line for compensation. Yes. Right. Tony Finn, he'd worked there for, it was the British Bung Company. Blimey. Bend over. I don't think I will. Yeah. He was fired last year in May. And he took the company to a tribunal, came in, among other things, he'd been the victim of harassment after an incident with the factory supervisor, Jamie King. He alleged that during a shop floor row, King had referred to him as I can't say it, a bald, see you next Tuesday. Right? The tribunal panel, led by Judge Jonathan Brain, deliberated on whether remarking on his baldness was simply insulting or actual harassment. Well, it's harassment. It's like referring. It's referring to a person's characteristic. If you did it to a person of colour, you know, or somebody who was disabled, it would be harassment. And I'm glad, because baldism is the final ism to be tackled, and we're finally getting justice, my bald brothers. We are getting justice now. And yeah, the tribunal found we have little doubt that being referred to in this pejorative manner was unwanted conduct. This is strong language. Although we find industrial language was commonplace in this factory, our judgment, Mr. King crossed the line by making remarks personal to the claimant about his appearance. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now he's in line for a payout. And it is inherently related to sex, because male pattern baldness, isn't it? Male. You can't identify as a bald man. It's something you're born into. Yeah, it's something you're born into. We carry this burden. Right? You don't know what it's like. You know, you don't know what it's like. And I'm glad we're getting justice. I'm glad we're getting justice here. But there you go. So, and if you didn't know, that story was 2 years old. I managed to keep that one in the folder. There you go. I kept that one in the folder. Yeah, okay. Well, look, I was waiting for a bald story. It took me years. Who fancies watching a hot chick dancing on a table? This was filmed in Turkey, the Turkish resort town of Marmaris. Steady on, lads, because you might want to loosen your trousers. Are you ready? Whoa, whoa, go on there, girl. Whoa, she's moving it. Whoa, she's moving it good. Yeah, there we go. Dancing granny becomes a TikTok sensation, apparently. Well done there. Okay, that's an animal story. All the good stories they put at the end. Oh, got to do this one. Have you heard of Shine? They're a clothing retailer. I think a lot of it's from China. Well, anyway, Sophia Alonso Mossinger, she ordered a pair of boots from the fashion outlet and got a little surprise. Oh no, that's have we got a picture of it here? Here we go. What was the little surprise? Why? It was a scorpion. I think we've inadvertently walked into animal story. Oh God, we've kind of ended soon. Yeah, there was a live scorpion, and so she very carefully captured it in a Tupperware box. And yeah, it was a venomous scorpion she managed to catch. She said, "I'm all right with spiders and things like that, but I was a little bit alarmed that I had a random scorpion in my room." She said it was nerve-wracking, to get the scorpion into the Tupperware box. They called the RSPCA before coming to realisation that they needed to get in touch with, probably better suit, they got in contact with the National Centre for Reptile Welfare. Chris Newman of the organisation said the scorpion is Oliverius martensi. It doesn't really have a common name other than it's a Chinese scorpion. He explained, whilst the sting from the insect could be potentially life-threatening, most adults would just put it down to having a bad day. It's quite right. This is the second one we've had under a month that has come in this way. Free scorpion with your boots. It was probably in the boot. Imagine it being in the boot and you put your foot in the boot and you found the scorpion that way. Yeah, it's not good, is it? That's not good at all. Right, so I did have another one, didn't I? Here we go. So we go from scorpions to spiders, right? And this one was in Austin, Texas. And there is a clip, but there is also a 38-second advert. So I'm just going to talk. Yeah, Megan Wallace and her 3-year-old son came across this amazing sight on the doorstep. Does it say what spider it is? It's Hogna. It's of the Hogna genus. But I'm still waiting for the advert to do its business. But yeah, you're going to be amazed at this spider because it's a bit of a big one. So if you've got a thing about spiders, you might want to look away now because it's a big boy. It's a big boy. But it is occupied. For this spider has killed a rat. Yeah. There you go. That's nature. Nature in the wild. Imagine coming across that on your doorstep. Yeah. Now maybe, I don't know. That's a big boy, isn't it? That's a big old spider, isn't it? So yeah. She said, initially I thought it was a piece of dog poop and I was irritated and they would let their dog to do that. But once I got closer I realised it was moving and I calmly instructed my son to step back as he was unknowingly about to step on it. Once I was sure my son was behind me, I inspected and realised it was in fact a dead mouse with a wolf spider eating its head off, so the mouse was probably already dead. and there were little clumps of mouse fur all around. So maybe there'd been some sort of struggle beforehand. Oh, maybe it did kill the spider. Talking to Ashley Warburg, who's a Texas arachnologist, she's known as the Spider Lady. She said, my initial reaction was disbelief and horrified awe. I've worked very hard as not to be afraid of spiders as once I was a child, but this one caught me off guard. Oh no, I've got the wrong quote. Where is it? I've gone the wrong... Sorry, that's the person who found it. Very sorry about that. She said it was a very neat observation, but did she say whether it had killed the... Yeah, they run the quotes into each other. Thanks, Daily Mail. Your sub should be taken out and horsewhipped. Yeah, Warburg, the spider expert, said all spiders are active predators, so it's likely the spider killed the mouse rather than scavenging. But it's unusual for a spider to take down prey this large. So there you go. That's one big spider and one poor mouse. And we do have one more animal story for you. This is a good one. This is a result of the Hurricane Milton in Florida. Rick, come on, Safari, do your business. No, it doesn't want to do it. Okay, everything's frozen. Great. Why is it frozen? Anyway, I can't show you. Technical issues. Let me just try that again. Now I've got to find the story again. Here we go. So yeah, this is part of the Hurricane Milton story. Rick Bass and Sarah Weldon from Claremont, which is located between Tampa and Orlando, they were dreading the hurricane. But they posted a video to their TikTok, and they showed that they brought a young donkey in to protect him from the hurricane. They brought him into the home. Oh, you couldn't leave your donkey outside, could you? And yeah, that's Cash the foal. He's a young donkey, and there he is, getting a cuddle. So there you go. I mean, he looks like he's having a whale of a time. Can't leave your donkey, but he was also there with the rest of the pets. So they got quite a busy home there with that. Oh, they've even got some chickens there as well. So it's like Noah's Ark, isn't it? But they weren't all in the same room. They were scattered around the house. But and there is Cash, the donkey, sniffing a shoe, thinking, "Phew, who's cooking cheese on toast?" And we'll leave it there. Is there anybody in? 6 people in. God, Jesus, guys, you're really boring, aren't you? You don't want to watch this anymore. 4 likes. Thank you. Hetty says, wish you a nice weekend. Same to you. Renee's in. It's a good afternoon. All good. Everything is ticking along. Missing Remote says, just the good news. Well, we had some murder to start with. And Hetty says, scary stuff with the spider and scorpion. Yeah, we got some animal noise, but we got a nice little donkey at the end. We ended with a nice donkey, so you don't have to be scared. But be careful what you order from anywhere. You might get a free scorpion inside. That was a bit scary. Anyway, that was the news for Friday. Hopefully it wasn't too horrible for you. Try and mix it up, and we'll do this all again soon. That was news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You better drink it up and have a nice weekend. Ta-ta.